Let's brighten this up a little bit here. There we go. Okay, so if you watched my live that I did literally like probably 30 minutes ago, then you know I DoorDashed some food today. Well, I'm just going to start from the beginning because there weren't many people in that live. So I'm just going to start from the beginning and assume that nobody has seen the live from a little bit ago. So basically, what happened is I decided to order through DoorDash today because a month ago, me and Chris found out that we had been paying for Dash Pass for a year, not knowing. Okay, so I decided, okay, I'm going to use DoorDash because we have this Dash Pass bullshit. Might as well use it. Ordered some Panera, ate my soup, everything was fine. Okay, wrap my sandwich up to take to work, and a little bit ago I decided to open the sandwich and take a bite of it. Thank God I did. Thank God I did not just put this bag in my work bag and not open it until my lunchtime, because I would have been sadly disappointed. So if you weren't in the live a little bit ago, let me show you. This is exactly the way the sandwich looked when I opened up the wrapper, okay? I've not done anything with the sandwich except for show people the sandwich. Can you see where the bites have been taken out? Okay. Even on this side, there's like the crust is still there, no crust there. Okay. Fully eaten sandwich. Okay. Now, what tripped me out even more is this is the correct sandwich. So this is the sandwich that I wanted, but it's been eaten, not by me. Okay. Not by me. So I went back and forth of, okay, well, it's going to be somewhat impossible to find out who's at fault here, because my issue is that the sticker that comes on the bag that's supposed to be sealed on the bag was peeled all the way up. So this sticker is, like, you see, it's peeled all the way up. I mean, it comes straight up off. Like, it's not sticky. I mean, it is sticky still, but it's not as sticky as it once was. Which I realized that when I opened my food to begin with, but I didn't pay much attention to it. I thought, well, maybe it was me. I don't know. But now it makes sense. So anyways, I came live here with you guys a little bit ago and asked you guys what you all thought I should do. And you all said I should call DoorDash. So that's what I did. I called DoorDash. I'm going to tell you guys how they fixed the situation. So number one, this customer service person with DoorDash decided to inform me that this is now the second report this driver has had on something like this. Okay, that is an issue. That is an issue. And the reason is, and I know why he still has a job, because I work for Uber Eats, I work for Instacart, because nobody wants to do that right now because gas is so high. So nobody's DoorDashing, nobody's Ubering, nobody's Instacarting because it's so expensive to do so. So they're keeping this guy that eats people's food, I guess. Because the first thing the DoorDash customer service guy said, he said, is the sticker that seals the bag, has it been compromised with it all? And I said, well, I noticed when I opened my food that the sticker just kind of flew off. See, like the other side of this sticker is like completely sealed. Like that shit ain't coming off, bro. That's like on there. This side is just, this side over here, it just flung right off. So he has me send 2 videos and 2 photos of everything. And he was like, yeah, that's what I thought. He was like, this is the second complaint that this driver has gotten. I don't know if he was supposed to tell me that, but he did. And I was like, wait a minute. So this guy has literally eaten someone's food before and still delivered the food, and you guys still are letting him continue to work? That's crazy. And he said, well, you know, and I'm like, yeah, I know exactly what you mean, because Uber is doing the same thing, and all of us other Ubers who do it for part-time, like this past Sunday, me and Chris went, we have to reap the repercussions of all of the idiots that you guys are continuing to let work for you all. Like, for example, this one old lady, that I was delivering wine to on Sunday through Instacart, we have to get a photo of their ID and they have to sign. So when she comes up to her door, I can already tell like she's like things are weird off the rip. And I was like, I'm just going to need a photo of your ID and your signature. And she was like, I'm sorry, I'm just a little standoffish because the last Instacart person who come out here was extremely rude and like barged in my house, which we're not supposed to step foot in. We're not. Now, I will admit that there have been a couple of elderly people who have asked me to carry their groceries inside for them, and I obviously am going to do that, but we're not supposed to step foot in your house. It's obviously for safety reasons. But yeah, this is just absolutely crazy. Like, I cannot believe that my food has been partially eaten and delivered to me. That blows me away. And I'm just curious, has anybody else ordered food through like a second party company like DoorDash, Uber, a delivery company, Postmates, and has your food been delivered to you partially eaten or eaten? Because is this a common thing that I just don't know about? Because I am gagged. I'm gagged, 100% gagged. But anyway, so DoorDash obviously apologized for the inconvenience. And said, you know, we hate it so bad that this happened. You know, food safety is a huge, what did he say? Food safety is like a huge thing for us here at DoorDash. We never want our customers to feel as if we don't take food safety seriously, blase, blase. And I said, okay, well, what are we doing here? Because I paid $20 for this sandwich and soup, and I can't even eat the sandwich because it's already been eaten. So what can we do to rectify this situation? Because I'm at a loss here. So he was like, well, we can give you your money back. We can either give it to you on DoorDash or we can give it to you on your, or no, that's not what he said. He said, we can put the $20 back on your DoorDash account. And I literally giggled and I said, what makes you think that I'm going to use DoorDash again? I literally just DoorDashed and my food's eaten. Well, that is absolutely horrendous. Thank you for describing the sandwich that way. I would know what it looked like, but oh my gosh, like to think that someone would do that. Yuck. Yeah, I mean, guys, full bite. I mean, you can see their teeth design. Like, are you kidding me? Full bites out of it. And like, my dog's going crazy because she wants the turkey off this. I'm not giving it to my dog. I don't know. There could be fucking crack in this sandwich. I don't know. Like, Jesus Christ. It's been fully opened and eaten. Like, no. And on top of this, which I took a picture and I sent this to the DoorDash customer service guy because I was curious. I was like, is this bacon cooked, sir? Does this bacon look cooked to you? Because I'm sorry, but this looks like the pre-cooked bacon before it's been heated. That don't look right. Am I wrong? Is that what it's supposed to look like? I don't know. But literally all of the bacon on here is like that. Like fully like that. So I don't know. I know the Panera near my house, they are so nice. The workers, I've literally never had an issue with Panera ever. And this is what, like the 5th issue I've had with DoorDash. So the first issue that I ever had with DoorDash was ironically when I started getting DoorDash. We were at the beach last year, which just listen to this because this is going to fall into place, okay? But last year where we were at the beach, we signed up for DoorDash because the beach that we were at, well, number one, we went to the beach on July 4th weekend. We went for a week and we were there through the days prior July 4th and the days following July 4th. So it was busy the whole time that we were out there. Traffic was absolutely insane. You couldn't even really walk across the street for 2 days. Like, traffic was so crazy. People were driving like maniacs. So we ended up just door dashing because Uber Eats wasn't available down there. And I didn't have the Postmates app. So I had the DoorDash app downloaded on my phone. I just had never used it. So I set up an account and they were like, hey, well, if you get Dash Pass, you will not have to pay your delivery fee. So we ended up getting a bunch of stuff from Publix, from like the store, so that we could make food. We had a full kitchen in the condo that we stayed at the beach last year. So we get a bunch of groceries and it's like hours are going by, right? And it still says that my DoorDash guy is still at the grocery store. And then all of a sudden, I think it was like 3 hours. All of a sudden, his location was completely gone and it said order complete. Time goes by, whatever. We looked at the front. This is also important. We looked at the front door, out the peephole. There's nothing outside of the door. Nothing, okay? Like another hour goes by and my husband was like, okay, well, we need to call DoorDash or whatever. About that time, the condo phone rings, which that's how we even found out there was a phone in the motherfucker. We didn't even know there was a phone in there until the like people in the like lobby of the condos called and said, hey, your grocery order's been down here for like 2 hours. I'm like, what? So that was our first experience ever with DoorDash. Fast forward a little bit. Let's see, what was the second situation? Oh, the second situation was the weird guy who kept trying to push himself inside the house. So I'd ordered food home by myself. A guy came and said that he needed a phone charger. He had a Samsung. I don't have any phone chargers for any type of Android, and I let him know that, and he kept trying to barge his way in. That was a really weird situation. Then we find out that we've been charged for DoorDash for a whole year. We've been charged a whole year for DoorDash. We've only used it twice. So that follows me to today when I decide to DoorDash again and I get my Panera sandwich that has literally been eaten. Whatever. Wow, that has never happened to me before. Every blue moon, an item is missing. Yeah. See, this is why I really stick to Uber Eats, because they do like a thorough check. Like you have to have references and all these things. I've never had an issue with Uber Eats. I know that they happen, but I've never personally had an issue with Uber Eats. Never had an issue with an Uber Eats driver, etc. However, every single experience I have had with DoorDash has been phony. Like, I don't know, like, who the fuck? And then DoorDash is going to tell me, oh, well, this is his second time with this, so we do apologize. This is his second time. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, this shit isn't cheap. Even if you DoorDash or Uber fucking McDonald's to your house, you're still spending like $15 to get a fucking burger. Like, this shit is not cheap by any means. Okay? I mean, with DoorDash, it's a little bit more affordable if you have Dash Pass, because you don't have to pay the delivery fees. But you still have to pay taxes. You still tip out. All of these things. Like, it's fucking crazy. And like, if somebody wants to treat theirself and have something delivered to their house because they don't want to get out, I mean, should we really have to worry about that? I mean, you can even see like where someone's been eating. Like, there's like particles of the bread and mayonnaise on the wrapper. So anyways, the DoorDash customer service guy that I was talking to, let's just call him John so it makes it easier, so I don't have to keep saying DoorDash customer service person. John's like, so we can credit your account back the $20 for the inconvenience. And I was like, well, yeah, that's bare minimum. What are you talking about? That's literally bare minimum of what you're going to do. Yeah, that's really scary, having someone try to come into your house, especially when you're by yourself. I know for me, I'm single and I'm totally blind, so I have to be extra careful. Yeah, you need to be extremely careful with stuff like that. extremely careful. Honestly, if you have someone who can select the option to just leave whatever at your door, I would go with that option. That's what I do now, is just say leave it at my door, so I don't have to have any type of interaction with them, because you just never know. You literally never know. And I was like, yeah, that's like bare minimum of what you guys are going to do. Like, this is insane. Like, someone has opened that. Number one, they went through my food bag, opened my sandwich, and taken a bites, plural, bites out of my sandwich. Even so much so that they didn't like the crust. So they picked the crust, which, by the way, where is that piece of crust? Do you see it? Because I don't. What did he do? Did he fling it out the window? Oh, I hate crust. Like, that crust is gone. No idea. And let me just pick the bread off so I can show you guys. Like, it's been peeled off. Here's the crust. See? It wraps around, like, you can feel it, but I know you can't feel on the screen, but you can see where it's been torn off. Where did that crust go? And oh, and then the DoorDash John, customer service guy, he was like, so did you eat any of the sandwich? Sir, I literally sat there for a minute like, surely to God, he knows, like, I'm like, no, there were bites taken out of the sandwich, so no, I did not eat it. He was like, oh, okay, I was just making sure. I don't know nothing about the person who took the bite out of my sandwich. No, I did not eat it. Are you kidding? And then he was like, okay, well, can you send me pictures of what the sandwich looks like? I was like, absolutely. I sent him pictures, whatever. And then he asked for a video. I sent him the video. And then he was like, okay. He's like, let me read the profile of this DoorDash driver really quick. Then he comes back on the line and he was like, can you inspect the bag for me and see if there's anything peculiar about the sticker? And I was like, well, I can go ahead and tell you. When I went to open the bag to get my food out to begin with, the sticker, which you can see like where it's torn, where I tore the bag apart, this sticker just flew right off. It's a full sticker, okay? This side of the sticker is completely sealed to the bag. It's not moving, okay? But this side just flew right off. So I already knew that there was something funky, but I was like, whatever, you know. Maybe it was the way I ripped it. I don't know. So then he's like, okay, well, at the end of the call, he was like, is there anything else I can do for you? And I was like, no, I just think that y'all definitely need to take care of this situation before this happens to someone else. I said, and, you know, it could happen to someone who isn't as forgiving of a person as I am, and might want to take this situation a little bit more seriously, if you understand what I'm saying. He was like, oh, yes, I completely get what you're saying. I was like, okay, just saying. Just saying's all. Not trying to be your boss. I'm just saying there's some people out here that, you know, would really take advantage of this situation. So I would definitely get your ducks in a row. So then at the end of the call, he's like, okay, so just to summarize what we did for you today, what you did for me today, sir, you need to learn how to word that a little bit better, because number one, this situation is a nightmare. But he's like, I credited your DoorDash account of $19 and change. I'm like, wait a minute. Why would you credit my DoorDash account? He was like, what do you mean? I was like, I'm not ordering through you all anymore. Are you kidding me? Every experience that I've had with you guys has been piss poor. I've never called customer service before, but I have been honest with every single time that a DoorDash person has come out to my house. And guys, please, if you ever listen to anything I say, yes, don't be a Karen, you know, really pick and choose your battles. But at the end of the day, these people are going to people's houses. Okay? They are having interactions at people's homes. It is a very vulnerable situation. If someone is weird with you or rude to you or some shit like that, let the DoorDash review that and put what happened, because it is important for the next person that person goes to, okay? It's important to be very honest with your reviews on these delivery apps. They are coming to a place where you are most vulnerable, where your guard is down the most, your home, okay? This is the one time to be a little Karen. Not all the way, but just a little bit, okay? So I'm like, why would you credit my DoorDash account? Obviously, I'm not ordering with you guys anymore. You can see the reviews that I've left with DoorDash. Every single experience I've had has been piss poor. I've never had a good experience with DoorDash, not once. And I mean, this is bottom of the barrel for me. You delivered me a sandwich that's been eaten. And for a minute, I really thought, well, maybe somebody at Panera was on their lunch and they took a bite of their sandwich or two of their sandwich, wrapped it up, and went back to work, and they accidentally put this in my bag. But then I got to thinking, how weird is it that that person who was eating their lunch at Panera got the exact same sandwich that I get? And not only that, but they got it made the way I do, which is weird. I get 2 sauces taken off of this sandwich and 1 sauce added. And I also put in the notes that they do not crush up the avocado. They leave it sliced, which is exactly the way this sandwich is made. It's a little weird, huh? That Panera worker got their sandwich exactly the way I do. Anyways, so they credited it back to my, credited it, I don't know how to talk right now, back to my checking account. And he was like, well, you know, I'm just letting you know that it's going to take, 3 to 5 business days, blah, blah, blah. I was like, that's fine. Give me your name. Because if the money's not back in my account, I'm going to be calling you guys back, and I'm going to tell them that I spoke to you. Let's just try to make this easier for all of us. This is already a shitty experience. Let's not make it even worse. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever. So yeah, everyone on the internet, be careful the next time that you DoorDash. Not saying that every DoorDash driver is shitty. I do Uber Eats, so I do a delivery service part-time. I get it. But please, if you're going to take on that responsibility and you are going to be delivering to people's homes, number one, do not be invasive, okay? Do not be invasive. You are simply there to deliver a food. Be sure that you deliver it the way that they ask. If they ask you to leave it at the door, do not knock on the door. Read the notes. A lot of times there's like moms who have kids who are laying down for naps and shit, and they will specifically put in the notes, do not ring doorbells, set at the door. Don't ring the doorbell, set at the door. Like, read the notes, be polite, okay? I know that the bag is sealed and you cannot check the food, but what you can do, and this is what I do to protect myself as an Uber delivery person, and if you're going to be a delivery person, when the bag is sealed the way that it's supposed to be, okay, and we'll use this side for reference. So what this bag looked like in the beginning is the sticker came all the way across with the receipt on the back, okay? What I do is I keep a Sharpie in my bag and I draw an arrow all the way across so that you can see that arrow has not been broken. I draw it all the way across and down, and I'm put a little note on their receipt. I put my name, whatever, a little note. Thanks for Ubering today or whatever. And that just shows that, like, if I was to ever get a review that says, like, my bag was open and I'm missing food or whatever, like if they said, I'm missing food. If they were to do that and they were to call Uber customer service, Uber would automatically put that as my fault. So they will then contact me and I will have a photo to prove. I take a photo of every order I ever pick up and deliver. I will have a photo of the arrow that shows that that bag was intact, okay? So find yourself some type of little way to prove that you did not open anything. because before you get this food, it is in the hands of the restaurant. Also, if you are a delivery person, confirm with someone who works at the restaurant, even if it's like Panera or Chick-fil-A and they have like a delivery stand and you just walk up and pick up the food. Don't leave. Walk up. There are details that shows every item that you're supposed to have, every drink. It also specifies whether there's supposed to be ice in the drink or if there's supposed to be mayonnaise, like if people want certain things taken off. I always walk up to an attendant and I'll say, "Are you familiar with this Uber order? Yes or no?" If not, get someone who is. If that person is, just very quickly, 5 seconds. I'm gonna make this super quick. I know you're busy. Is everything that's supposed to be in this order in this order? If they're the person who bagged that order up, they can confirm that for me. I'll say, great, and I'll hit the road, okay? It's just a quick little something that you can do. Do not take up too much of the people's time at the restaurants. They're already annoyed with Uber and DoorDash anyways. They already hate our guts, okay? So just make it super quick. Do not try to take up a lot of time. And when you head to the person's home, okay, listen to me. If you need gas, you need to do that before you turn on your Uber app. A lot of times when people Uber things or Postmate things or DoorDash things, the reason they're doing that is they're in a hurry. So they've either got to go somewhere, like for example, Sunday, a lot of people were leaving for vacation. Like we had to go to Costco and get this person a big cooler to take on vacation. Now it's not your fault if they end up sending you like several orders at once. That's not your in particular fault. That's Uber and DoorDash's thing. It is happening a lot here lately because there's just not enough drivers. I always reach out to the customer and just text them and say, "Hey, just letting you know, I have 3 orders right now. I'll be to you as soon as possible." Check in with the customer, let them know that you're on your way, whatever. Do not make additional stops at the gas station or to get a drink or to get yourself food or anything else, especially when you've got multiple orders. After you deliver those orders, go do whatever you want, turn the fuck up. But once you accept those orders, just deliver them, get them done, and then you can go on about your day. I promise your tips will definitely show a difference when you do things the way that I do it anyways. I've never gotten a tip that's less than $5, and I have delivered pencils to a person before, so I'm just saying. And when you get to the person's home, if they want you to park a certain place, whatever is in the notes, follow the notes to a T. A lot of them will say, do not ring doorbell, do not knock on door, leave it door, etc., or leave it garage door, or leave it back door, or whatever. Follow the notes, whatever they say, and if they don't say something and someone complains on it, whatever app that you're using, they're not going to have, you know, anything to fall back on, because DoorDash or Uber is going to say, well, it's not in the notes, you didn't text the person, so how are they to know that you wanted it on your roof? You know, whatever. Let's just try to be better. And please, for the love of God, there's no need, when there is a sealed bag, please do not open that bag. Do not open it. Peek in through the sides if you need to. Like if the person specified, please be sure I have silverware, and you don't fill the silverware, but the person at the restaurant saying they put in silverware, peek in the side or whatever you need to do. But do not break the seal of that bag. Don't be taking seals off the top of drinks. And do not eat someone's food. Do not. Do not do this. This is like, you know, this should even go without saying. I don't even think it's in like the Uber Eat rule book, because it's probably just something that's like self-explanatory, like don't eat the customer's food. Please, question mark? Like, I'm so confusion. And I really want to share the DoorDasher's name because I live in a small town and it's very possible that you could get this DoorDasher. Because when I shared his profile with Chris, he was like, that's the one that we got the last time when we ordered on his phone. So I think that he's like a regular in my area. So I really want to share his name, but I know that I could get in trouble. So I probably won't. But if you live in my area and you know me, reach out to me and I'll tell you his name. I'll show you the profile so that you can just be cautious. I mean, everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has bad days. You know, we don't know exactly what this driver's going through right now. He could be having a really hard time. But like the part that really gets me is if the driver would have just reached out and said, hey, can I have your sandwich? I would have been like, yeah, you can. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously nobody's ever going to do that. But like if he would have reached out and said, hey, can I have your sandwich? I'm hungry. I would have given it to him. Like, that's the gag. So yeah, that was my experience with DoorDash today. I'm not going to say Panera because I've never had a bad experience with Panera before in my life. But I've had now, what is this, the 5th really shitty experience that I've had with DoorDash, and I'm just really upset about it, like, for real. Ugh. See, I missed any comments? Yeah, it is very scary. Yes. I mean, it's just, it's just, you know, your home is where you're most comfortable. It's where your guard is let down the most. You know, it's your home. So when someone's coming to deliver you something, it's important that you let the customer continue to feel comfortable in their own area, that you don't, you know, do anything out of pocket. Oh, yes, Miss Krista, we ordered DoorDash today. And when I went to go open up my sandwich, there were bites taken out of it. So yeah, we're live. Explain. Well, I went live when I first opened the sandwich because I was in shock. But there was only one person in the live. Malik was the only person in my live. So I was like, he was like, you need to call DoorDash, like right now. So that's what I did. I got off my live and immediately called DoorDash. And I was on the phone with them for like 30 minutes or so. And they are giving me my money back. And they let me know that this is now the second time that this person has eaten someone's sandwich or food, whatever. I don't know what he ate the first time. I didn't ask. Maybe I should have. Would you gag if it was another Panera sandwich? Like it's only Panera sandwiches that he eats. Like, and at this point, like, I would have just been happier if he would have just left the sandwich out completely. Like, I think the fact that I opened the package up and I seen that there were bites taken out of the sandwich and he, like, wrapped it back up really neatly, by the way, and put it back in my bag, I think that's what pissed me off more. Is, like, you had the audacity to eat my sandwich, or wrap it back up and put it back in. I would have rather you just kept the sandwich at that point. Like at that point, you can have the sandwich, you know? You tell me, is it more rude to eat the sandwich and put it back in the bag, or to just keep the sandwich? The food city in my town just had a lady who bought a loaf of bread, and at the register, the rat... Listen to what I'm telling you. The other day, I was at the Dollar Tree in my hometown, okay? They have never had bread at any of our Dollar Trees around here anyways. I don't know about where you are, but here, we do not have bread at our Dollar Trees. However, Saturday, they had bread at the Dollar Tree. So I called Chris and I was like, hey, and not only that, but it was Sara Lee, like good bread. So I called Chris and I was like, hey, so the Dollar Tree has bread. Do you want me to get bread? He was like, there's got to be something wrong with it. Like that bread is like almost $4 a loaf. Like there's got to be something off with the bread. And I was looking at it and like it was about to go out of date in like 2 days. I picked up one loaf of this bread, you guys. And keep in mind, this is Sara Lee butter bread. This is not no hearty, you know, whatever, wheat bread. It's nothing like, it's just fucking butter bread, white bread. I pick it up and it has little black pellets all in the bottom of the bread bag. And then I seen on Reddit, I don't know if this is true because a lot of times on Reddit people say things that's false, but did a Sara Lee factory have a rat outbreak? Is that true? Like a rat infestation? Guys, if it has to be true. There were so many people who were reposting that on Reddit this weekend. And every single Dollar Tree. I went to 3 Dollar Trees this weekend because I was trying to find this specific spray that they keep there. I love it. It's so good for maintaining fleas on your dogs. So if you ever see it, it's like in a little blue spray bottle. Grab every single one of them. Anyways, I went to 3 of them to try to find that spray. Couldn't find it. At 2 of them, finally found it at the 3rd one. But anyways, all 3 of those Dollar Trees had bread. And you know, a lot of times when there's huge quantities of things that either the store will not sell or it's just like mass produced, like there's too much of it, that's what they send to the Dollar Tree. Like that's what goes to the Dollar Tree. So if that's true and there really was like a rat infestation at a Sara Lee bread company, or allegedly, let's just protect ourselves here. If there was an alleged rat issue at a bakery or bread place, that would explain why all the Dollar Trees have bread. So if you go to your Dollar Tree and you see a loaf of bread and you're like, holy shit, this is a steal, just think on it, okay? Wanted to say, sorry for bothering you again, but I wanted to ask you, do you think your soup was tampered with as well? Because I certainly hope not. See, this is where we're starting to play devil's advocate, because has it crossed my mind that there could have been spit in that soup? Yes, it has crossed my mind. Hold on. Okay. Yes, it has crossed my mind because, but it tasted fine. The baguette hadn't been touched at all. Like I was holding it in my hand and it was still wrapped in the little like paper wrapping that they put baguettes in. I mean, I guess it could have been, but it didn't taste weird or have any liquid on it or anything. Like it was fine, but it has crossed my mind about the soup. I hope not. At the most, I'm thinking that he might have taken a drink of the soup because there was no... See, here's what fucks me up, okay? I have been thinking that maybe he did take a few bites of the soup because Panera has never forgotten spoon and napkins. I had no spoon, no napkins. So it would have made sense that like he used the napkins to wipe his mouth off or whatever and just kept the spoon. Because there was no spoon for my soup. There was no napkins. I literally had to drink the soup like this. So I think yes. Now that I think about it, and I think even more about there not being a spoon and stuff in the bag, I'm thinking yes. Probably so. The soup was probably tampered with. But I did eat every last bite of the baguette and the soup. So I'm blown away that they let the man continue working after a previous report of him eating a customer's food. Here's the thing. The reason that they're continuing to let him work there is because there's nobody who wants to DoorDash or do Uber Eats or do Uber or Lyft or anything because gas is so high. Like, I do it very part-time. I do it like once a month, right? And the only reason I do it is so that it's there if I ever need it. So you have to be active at least one time in the month. So me and Chris chose to do it this past Sunday. We did Instacart and Uber Eats because those are the only 2 that I like to stay, or that I'm even active with anymore. But you have to do it at least once a month in order to continue to have your account and everything like that. But yeah, the whole day, Sunday, like orders just coming in back to back to back to back. I get text almost daily that's like, hey, it's going to be super busy. We don't have enough drivers. Please, please, please drive on this day, and this day. like all of the time. There's not enough drivers because gas is so high. So nobody can afford to do it because they're like, Uber made this big thing on the news, like, oh yeah, we're giving you so much extra per mile. We're not going to keep any of it. Yeah, that's a complete lie. Like, tips and mileage and stuff like that with Uber has not changed by much at all. Definitely not enough for it to make like a huge impact difference. But I will say that Uber Eats and Uber, they do like a couple of times a year, they have these promotions where you can make like $1,000 bonus at the end of the month. It's just depending on how many deliveries you make. So let's say you can make up to $1,000. Okay. You have to make 100 trips to get that $1,000. But let's say that you only do 10 trips. You might still get like $300 or $400 bonus at the end of that month. So I will say that about Uber and Uber Eats. They do have these promotions a couple of times a year where you can make extra money like that. I've not seen anything like that with Instacart, but Instacart I like primarily because the tips are bigger on there because you're actually going in the grocery store and you're grocery shopping. Not that it truly makes a difference because he should not have eaten your food regardless, but I wonder if this guy is maybe homeless and starving. Like I said, it doesn't justify what happened. I mean, it's possible. I mean, it's possible that anyone is homeless out there in the world. But like I said, had he said, hey, can I have your sandwich? I would have given him the sandwich. It's the fact that he ate off my sandwich, wrapped it up, and put it back in the bag. I was about to say what kind of car he drove. I mean, I guess you could definitely still be homeless and drive that, but I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think he's homeless. And I don't think he's homeless or starving. The fact that this little motherfucker, because I seen him walk by the window, so I know what he looks like. I know what kind of car he's driving. It's a Mercedes, I can say that. I won't say what kind of car, what kind of Mercedes, but it's a Mercedes. And he was wearing fucking Yeezys. If he's homeless, I mean, damn, you could sell those Yeezys and pay for a hotel around here for a week. 100%. 100%. But it's almost like he just thinks it's funny. Like, that's the vibe that I get, that I'm getting, is like, it's like funny to him because he's not losing his job or anything. Obviously, it's messing with his like star scores and like his reviews and stuff like that, but like, I don't know. Anyways, anyone who knows me knows that if that guy would have like messaged me and said, hey, you know, I'm in a really tough situation, is there any way I could have your sandwich? I would have 1,000% have said, absolutely, keep the sandwich, just bring me the soup please, because I'm starving. But I would have definitely let him keep the sandwich. No wonder he can afford luxury items. He's not paying for food. I mean, listen, that's like a huge thing in this business, like in the delivery food industry. Like, definitely if your item is supposed to be sealed, always check that. I know that even more now, like check to make sure that the seal is not broken. I mean, to be quite honest, when I first opened the bag and this flew off, I thought that it was the way that I opened the bag. But when you think about it, a sticker, like this side didn't fly off. So why did this sticker fly off? You know what I'm saying? Because it had been peeled up. That's why. For those of you just now joining, I ordered Panera through DoorDash today and received my sandwich eaten. Even the crust was peeled off. And the bacon was put off to the side. I guess bacon wasn't, he wasn't too fond of bacon. So, but yeah, if you order food through delivery apps and there's anything wrong with the seal at all, the guy with DoorDash, and plus I just know through Uber, like you can call the customer service and you can tell them, hey, the seal has been tampered with on my food. I do not feel comfortable eating it. I would like for you to reimburse me for my order, or I would like to, you know, reorder this food or whatever, you know. Always look out for yourself, because you just never know. Honestly, I think people just have no common courtesy or decency anymore, honestly. I think there's a lot of people who are just missing that characteristic of common courtesy. Like, for real. Because like I said, had this guy just been like, hey, I'm falling on tough times and I'm hungry, can I have this sandwich? I would have either been like, yeah, or I would have been like, what's your Cash App? I'll Cash App you some money to go get you some lunch. Like 100%. So I think that this is just, I don't know. What gets to me is the fact that he thought you wouldn't notice that your sandwich was tampered with when you could clearly see it. Well, he actually really tried to wrap this sandwich back up. So I think he knew that he would be long gone before I noticed. I mean, I don't think, surely to God, there's no way that he wholeheartedly thought that I wouldn't recognize that this sandwich has been eaten. There's no way. There's literally no way. Because you can see like the teeth marks where he went like, and like eat it. So you can see the teeth marks. Like, he even pulled the crust off of one part. And the crust is nowhere in the wrapping. It's not in the bag. Like, he must have threw the crust out the window, or I don't know what he did with the crust. Maybe he really liked the crust and peeled it off and ate it. Or he could have dipped that crust in my bread. He was like, well, or in my soup. So, you know, he probably was like, well, I'm going to let her have the baguette, but let me dip this crust in the soup real quick. He could have done that. I don't know. Because I did have soup in this as well. The soup did not look tampered with, but my spoon is missing out of the bag. So now that I think back on it, now that I've now opened the sandwich, which, keep in mind, I didn't open the sandwich until like after an hour and a half after I had eaten the soup. So this driver was like long gone. Like, this situation just happened and I ordered this hours ago, like a long time ago. So I ate the soup and the baguette and I was like, well, I'm full. I'll save the sandwich for a little closer to time to go to work, because I planned on laying down and taking a nap before I have to get ready for work. And I couldn't fall asleep, and I was like, well, you know what? I think I'm going to eat a little bite of my sandwich before I lay down. Went to open my sandwich and seen it. So this now makes sense why I have no spoon. He probably ate bites of my soup. I don't know. Anyways, that is the update. DoorDash has refunded me my money for this order. And yeah, they said the proper precautions are going to be taken so this doesn't happen again. And that food safety is super important to DoorDash, and they hope that I know that. Oh, and they hope that I will eventually return my business back to DoorDash, because they tried to give me my refund on my DoorDash account, and I was like, no. What do you think, I'm crazy? You think I'm going to be like, yeah, let me just order from DoorDash? I don't think so. I don't either, Brianna. I honestly, you guys hear me say all the time, I have such a deep disconnect with society anymore. I really and truly do. And this situation did not help matters at all. Not even in the least. But anyways, it's about that time for me to start getting ready for work. This whole situation just took up the rest of my free time. So I hope you guys have a great, what is today, Wednesday? It's hump day. Is today hump day already? It is. Food safety is so safe to them that they still let him deliver for the, I know. Yeah, I hope you know how important food safety is to DoorDash. And we hope that you'll return your service back to us one day soon. Yeah, please do not hold your breath for that, okay? Oh, and I also, this is what's really funny, because at first he was telling me, oh, well, we can only give you a refund back to your DoorDash account. And I was like, okay, well, that's fine. I'm going to make a YouTube video on my channel anyways about this, because this is absolutely crazy that you've let this guy continue to work for you all, even after the fact that you got a report that he eats someone else's food. This is the second report you all have been given of him eating a person's food. And once I said that, he was like, well, actually, no, we can give you a refund back into your banking account. I hate when people do that. That's so disgusting. Like, it shouldn't matter if someone's making, everybody has social media now. This isn't like, you know, it's not 2016 when there was only a handful of people who were influencers. No, everybody has platforms now. Everyone has TikToks. Everyone has social media. Do better. Okay? Anyways, have a great rest of your Wednesday, and I will see you guys for my drive with me. If you follow me over on Facebook, I go live and do drive with me's on my way to work every day. So if you guys want to join for that, I'll see you then. But if not, I will see you guys tonight if you're up. It's at 3 a.m. Eastern time. I do eat dinners with me. That's when I get home. So if you're awake, I'll be live then as well. But anyways, guys, I got to get ready for work. It's time to go get some of this shmoney. But yeah, love you guys. Bye.